Heyo everybody, and welcome back to another Randoweisser Elite Deep Dive. Today we're playing Gunner, because that's why I rolled, and honestly, out of all the classes that I could Randoweisser, Gunner's probably the best one. So, let's see which primary weapon I have. Is that Hurricane? Yeah, that's Hurricane. That is possibly the best one that it can be. Why am I trying to join one? Listen, man, I don't really know what's happening. All I know is that I'm sweating in my own house, like, constantly, and then I go and check the thermostat, and it's at 72. That thermostat stays at 70, because otherwise, inside my house, I am now sweating. It is not great. Also, why is the codename Driller's Tongue? Somebody hit the Vor alarm? I don't know how people feel about me laughing at my own jokes. Mostly because I find them funny, so I laugh at them. Because I have a very positive outlook on life, and if I don't laugh at them, then the terrorists win. Alright, so... Oh, we have fucking clusters, dude. Let's go. Get clustered, idiot. Do we have clusters with movement speed? I think... Oh my god, you hear that cat? We also have a... is this Deadeye? No, this is Neurotoxin. Okay. I have no idea what Bulldog that could ever be. I usually do not get Bulldog. So, who fucking knows? It's a ooh, we have tier 1, 2? It's the faster reload in tier 2. Tier 1, excuse me. I think we also have, like, all the damage upgrades. We'll need to figure out if we have the blow-through or the weak point. Do we have... Well, I hit him in the head, so I don't know. We definitely have the damage upgrades. So I think I would one-shot that web spitter no matter what. Okay, what are the chances that I get both Field Medic and Iron Will? What people consider to be, like, the bog standard perks for everybody. Of course, you know, there is also the possibility that you just take... I missed? Okay, get wrecked. I must have a clean, like, chain hit or something, because I don't recognize any difference with this weapon. I don't see bouncing bullets. I guess I haven't checked for bouncing bullets, but yeah, I don't know what the overclock could be. I'm just going to assume it's a... Okay, hello, everybody? Why are we existing here? This build is just absolutely fucking nutty. There's no worry for what's happening in this deep dive. It's going to be completely fine. And we have Born Ready? Oh my god! The best Randoweisser ever? Just simply, we have a single target option in the fact that we have clusters. We have an AoE option in the fact that we have clusters. So our secondary weapon doesn't matter. We have clusters. Out of all the things to Randoweisser, I think... Okay, so on every single class, what is the best gun to Randoweisser? On Driller, it's most likely Flamethrower? Because Flamethrower is usually always good. I don't know if it could be Goo. I have a bias against Goo, so, you know, that's my own opinion. On Gunner, it has to be Hurricane. There is very few bad Hurricane builds. Even the worst build on Hurricane, which is like Rocket Barrage with 0 damage or whatever the hell, is still a fantastic... That loot bug just disappeared, dude. I keep forgetting I have fabulously fast loot bugs. So, that's probably the best one on Gunner, especially since tier 5 is just so powerful. By having stun, and then everything else doesn't matter. Wonderful. On Engineer, what primary weapon is the best? Ooh, I don't think they're out. I don't think any of them are good. If you randomizer them, what grenade do we have? We have clusters as well. Kind of good. Like out of I missed. I don't know. Like, wait, did I just see that right? Can I fire a cluster charge and immediately explode it by holding R? I can. Also, I would like to point out we have stun. We have armor break on our thing? Okay. So, yeah, this is a absolutely goated build, like a 10 out of 10 build. There is very little I would change with this, and by change I mean I need to... I think I got all of them, surprisingly. I need to... Oh, shit, that's not a 9-second shield. Alright. Terrible build. 0 out of 10. Excuse me. I'm gonna check if I have chain hit. I definitely don't have chain hit, and I don't have explosives, so I have weak points? Like, what the fuck is this build, dude? Like, simply, what is this? Well, simply, it's Sparta, dude. Meme from, like, 2000 whatever, once your fucking name, dude. Just toss it on the ground. It'll, like, explode and kill everything. It's clusters. It literally doesn't matter how you throw it. It's, at minimum, going to be fantastic however you use this. Yeah, okay. This is just a good build all around. I would like to point out that we have Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth is also a fantastic, the hell? A fantastic option for perks. We're just getting everything that's good, huh? How is there a Grunt Guard in this wave? And the Grunt Guard wasn't coming after me? Okay, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's very easy. It's just a wave. We must have weak point, because it's not doing as much AoE damage as I think it should. I hate radioactive Praetorians. I just genuinely hate them. Because you have to play around them in such a different way that you can't consistently get behind them. Because the best way to get behind a Praetorian is to get close to it, and just, you know, because it can't turn that fast. And with radioactive Praetorians, you just can't do that anymore. You have to wait for them to use their thing, their, you know, spit. Dude, mommy spit in my mouth. Fucking... Dude, we're not gonna mention what I just said. I mean, I guess I am going to mention it, because I'm talking about it right now. Yeah, dude. I think I need out. I definitely need out. Hello? I have hands? No, those are gloves. Okay, I thought I had hands. But no, I am... for some reason, that's a normal dwarf face, but for some reason, it's uncanny. I don't like this. It's the basic gunner head with a big beard and mutton chops on the side, and by mutton chops, I mean, you know, full sideburns. It's just, he's pasty, dude. That's the entire problem with it. He's too pasty. This is a very chill first stage, because there's, like, nothing happening, and we don't have a warning. Didn't I just see that golden loot bug somewhere else? You know, I don't pretend to know what the golden loot bug is doing. Where are we going? We need to go down, so this way. There is absolutely nothing to talk about. You know what? I guess that's wrong. I have been reading my first graphic novel, which, if you don't know what graphic novels are, they're comic books, alright? They're just big comic books. That's it. And my first graphic novel was well, I guess it can't be my first, because I read, like, The Adventures of Yellow, or whatever the hell, from Pokemon. So, that's kind of my first graphic novel, but, that's a manga. That's not, I don't consider that. And also, I was a child and didn't really know what it was, but I read it like 3 times, and I wish I still had the book. But it's a really weird one, since they're not consistent with the story on that one, The Adventures of Yellow, because it's like time skips happen for some reason. And as a child, I don't know why the time skips happen. I cannot one-shot Trijaws, apparently, so I definitely don't have an ammo upgrade, or damage upgrade. I mean, I might have a Can we not have radioactive Praetorians? In fact, can we have radioactive Praetorians, since I could just shoot them to stun them and just... We don't have 6-shooter. Oh, I'd like to point out, we don't have 6 shells in our ammo supply, or our reservoir, or our magazine, as most people would put it. So, you know, just absolutely get fucked. Do I like the faster movement speed on cluster charges? I don't know. It's, like, fine. It's kind of weird. So, the one that I consider my first graphic novel is not Dresden. That's the other one. Yeah, that's right. I am 2-timing. So, my brother got a Dresden Files graphic novel, which if you haven't read the Dresden Files and you are a big person into fantasy or, you know, wizard and magic shit, which is, I guess, still fantasy, I highly recommend the Dresden Files. Yeah, the character has plot armor a lot of the time, but that's like any long-lasting series. The character's just going to have plot armor. But it is modern fantasy for, like, hey, vampires exist, but there's 3 different types of vampires. There's the red court, the white court, and the black court. And the black court is the typical vampires that everybody knows, which is, you know, Dracula and that type of shit. So, and then there's the white vampires, which are based on emotions. And typically, the strongest emotion is lust. So, you know, they're fuck vampires, alright? They fuck people. And then there's red court vampires, which are Aztecs, which is, you know, the weird Aztec bats that they apparently love? Yeah, it's that, for some reason. I don't know. And that's the entire... Okay. Like, chill out, bro? We're just playing? Okay. And that's just, like, some little tiny part of Dresden Files. It's a great series. I highly recommend it. There's, like, 18 books now, and they're all... The first little bit of the books, of course, it's like a new writer or whatever, and it's not always going to be the best starting out, so it really starts hitting its stride in the 3rd book, which is called The Summer Night, which starts exploring the Fae, because there's multiple factions in there, and I highly, like, just fucking read the books, alright? It's all going to be at minimum decent. At worst, it's going to be... what's the worst book in the series, actually? Okay. I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to go look at it to see what the worst book in the series is. Is there really no Morkite in that room? Well, that's a wave. I guess I can throw some cluster charges at it. Or I can just... Yeah, we definitely have weak point on cluster charges, which I don't think is very good, but hey... You know, that's... Some people might swear by it, because that means I get to do funny things like this. Take 1 billion damage. So, looking through the Dresden File books, I have to admit, I don't remember a lot of them. I don't remember what Small Favor is. It's one of the books. So, of the books that I remember, I only remember part details, because I read these so long ago, and I only remember, like, the big beats of some of them, like Cold Day, or False Moon, or whatever it is, is dealing with werewolves. The first one is dealing with a necromancer, which, note, I never read Stormfront, and I probably never will. Because my brother doesn't own Stormfront because he loaned it to somebody, and they never gave it back. And I started Dresden Files in the second book, and honestly, you don't need the first book to get into it. You can just jump into most of them from the get-go and be fine. But just reading the title of Small Favor, I have no idea what it's about. Because Summer Night is about the Fae, Cold Days is about werewolves. There's also, it's Red Court or whatever. I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, I would just have to say it's probably Small Favor, or of the more recent books, it's let me go look at it. It also could be Deadbeat. I can't really form an opinion about which one is the worst one thus far. You know what? I figured out which one it is. It's Battleground. One of the more recent ones. I did not enjoy it as much as the other ones because it's a battleground, dude. There's shit happening. Which one is my favorite one? I think that has to be Skin Game. It's probably pretty hard to tell this far away. Most likely it's just Skin Game. There's also Changes, which was pretty good. And then I don't remember which one is dealing with the White Court a lot. And I just don't like the White Court. Just very simply, I don't like them. They're just... I don't know. Dealing with lust or like, you know, whatever you have, whatever that is, I don't like it. Anytime it's brought up, I understand why that's one of the most powerful emotions and why they feed off of that specifically. Yes, there's other vampires that feed off of other emotions, but that is the most common variant, I think. You know what? Don't quote me on that, because I don't actually know. So, and then more recently there's going to be Mirror Mirror. Actually, let's go check on Mirror Mirror. How far away is that? So, reading through Reddit, most people consider Full Moon one of the worst ones because of its pacing. Full Moon was the first one that I read, and I have never read Stormfront, which is the first one. And most people think it's the worst because the pacing's just off on it. It's very slow, and it's a step down in the series. I think Peace... You know what? I think Peace... I don't remember what the fuck happens in Peace Talks. What happens in Peace... At least Battleground, I understand what's happening. But Peace Talks? I think nothing happens. I know... minor spoilers. I know that he faces... He faces a very powerful wizard, and I don't remember which book that is. But I liked that scene, and that might be from Peace Talks. I don't remember. But most people's favorite is, like, Deadbeat. I don't remember what the fuck happens in Deadbeat. Or Turncoat. Turncoat's also a very good one. That's, like, dealing with the organization. Like, there's a traitor in there. I still think Skin Game is my favorite, because that's dealing with, again, the organization, but there's something else different happening. So apparently Mirror Mirror has been delayed, or at least is no longer going to be the 18th book. It's now going to be 12 months, which is okay. It's releasing January 20th, 2026, not 16. So that's good. And then there's the graphic novels, also there's a role-playing system based in the Dresden Files universe called, what is it called? Your Story, the Dresden Files role-playing game. Fucking... kind of based. Alright. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about my first graphic novel, and that's called White Sand by Brandon Sanderson. It's... I don't know if I enjoy it. It's hard to follow the action, is what I say, because the action is like three or four scenes, or 5 scenes, and I am so... Did the golden loot bug die here? I think the golden loot bug actually died here. Okay. It's hard to follow the scenes because I am just so used to having an audiobook talk out the action scenes, and the action scenes just are, you know, 10, 20 minutes long, or, you know, 15. And that's what I think. And meanwhile, it shows me 5 things, and I'm just done instantly. Like, that action scene of 2 people fighting was 5 scenes. No, they're highly detailed scenes. I just don't care for them. Can you shoot the warden, please? Thank you, and then get rid of that guy. Oh my god, why is there a second one? Hold up, I understand that there's problems happening, and I need to fix them before they get out of hand. I am just a little bit busy here. Oh, good, we broke. It's fine, it's fine. Nobody cares, nobody cares. I understand that you want stuff, alright? But that was I think Dresden Files was my first major... No, I don't think it was my first... It was my first book series to go beyond, like, 6 books or whatever, which, more recently, the book series that I've listened to that's gone beyond... I think there's, what, 12 of them? Is He Who Fights Monsters, which I, like... That cluster charge just disappeared. Can we talk about that? That didn't do anything. It didn't explode. He just died. There was no noise, there was no sound, he's just dead. This is what happens when people die. Thank you, Rick and Morty, for that. So, is He Who Fights Monsters, and I just... Like, the first book is interesting, alright? The first book is very interesting. And I think that's one of the strongest in the title, in the book series. And then the third book is the absolute fucking weakest, dude. I was considering dropping that shit. Alright? My main problem with that book series is, yeah, it's a fucking isekai, alright? Who gives a shit, alright? Isekais are a thing that people will love or hate depending on multiple factors. And... it's a good isekai for my preferences, which I don't watch anime much. I probably do watch anime quite a bit, since most of the TV shows that I watch are anime, but I don't care for them. Okay, calm down, dude. I didn't offend you or anything. Those are some weeaboos right there, dude. You saw that? They both shot at me as soon as I said I don't really like animes. Or, excuse me. Yeah, you know, most animes are cringe, alright? My favorite anime... There's like a multitude of my favorite animes. Right now, it'd be Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, because it's just a good anime. There is... previously, it was Psycho Pass, as Season 1, and only Season 1, because they didn't make a second one, and they didn't make a third one, because I don't care about those two. I think the reason that Season 2 is brought down as much as it is because of the other inspector, and that's the reason why I think it's brought down. She's just... I hate her. She's unreasonable, she's unthinking, I don't like her character, it's illogical, and then the plot is hard to follow, and convoluted, and there's multiple lines happening at once, and it's just, they don't intersect very well, and also the main antagonists, both of them, are just also illogical as well. But, oh well, who cares about that? We were talking about, what were we talking about again? I think, I don't know. Who knows? We were talking about isekais and all that, and He Who Fights Monsters. Yeah, I do not recommend listening to it. All right, It's a very long series. Maybe get the first one and see how you like it. It was the one that I enjoyed the most. And then the rest I just kind of listened to because they were long. It was just mindlessly listening to it because it was fairly easy to get my brain to think about it because I was doing, like, long shifts at Walmart. And the third one is... It's important to the plot, I understand, but holy shit... Okay, so they have abilities, right? It's a fucking isekai and it's game world or whatever the hell, or, you know, in whatever fashion that they want to be. They have abilities. You don't need to, in combat, break up the combat, which is what I'm listening to the combat, to tell me about an ability that somebody is using at the moment. That breaks the fucking flow. And even in the later books, he is guilty of doing that. It is terrible, dude. It breaks the flow. It just makes me get out my phone and skip the next 15 minutes. Because, like, you're gonna be speaking about an ability for 15 fucking minutes or whatever. And it's not an issue in the first book because the character doesn't have as many abilities as later in the books. But it is still a problem in the first book. It wasn't as big, the pacing was fine, and most of it was about, you know, sorting out what the fuck's happening in that world. And then the fourth book is also incredibly good, because it is a toss-up from the normal form from the last two books, and it's just fantastic. It's one of the best ones. And then the rest are middling. Every single one of them is middling from there. What is my favorite book series? I guess it literally just has to be the Stormlight Archives. No other book series has made me get as emotional as the fourth book, which is called Rhythm of War. No other book has made me that emotional. Because I was sitting there on the aisle listening to it, just fucking bawling my eyes out. And it's... Just fucking read the Stormlight Archives. I understand that it's gonna take you like a half a year to do it, because, you know, the books are, you know, 1,000 pages each, and then, you know, they get longer. Just fucking do it. I understand that the start to Rhythm of War is... what made me drop the book series. Yeah, I never read all of book of Rhythm of War whenever I was reading, like actually reading. Now I just listen to them, and it's fantastic. I got through all of them, including Winds and Truth, which Winds and Truth is an entirely good book. It's just, like, you can't compete with the ending of Rhythm of War. You just can't. That ending was really good. I guess the ending of Winds and Truth is also incredibly powerful, and I am excited to see what happens, because that is the first arc of Stormlight Archives, and apparently there's going to be another 5 coming out eventually. Right now, in the Cosmere, because that's what... So, Stormlight Archives is a book series in a larger world called the Cosmere, and the Cosmere is... You don't need to read everything from it to understand what's happening in your individual book series, because there in the book series, or in the Cosmere, there is the... What is it? Mistborn trilogy, which is incredibly good, and it is before Stormlight Archives. Then there is a Wax and Wane, which is set after Mistborn. Also incredibly good book series. Highly recommend. And then there's Stormlight Archives, which is literally one of the best pieces of fiction I have ever read. And then there is, like, a bunch of single novels based in the Cosmere, like Elantris, also incredibly good. There is Sunlit Man, which is incredibly good, though I recommend reading it after Stormlight Archives. They're not connected, kind of. And you don't need to... Is there 2 of them? I guess so. But you don't need to read Stormlight Archives to understand entirely what happens in Sunlit Man. It's just that if you read Sunlit Man, there's kind of minor spoilers for Stormlight Archives. Anyway, we're gonna see what we have. We have Homebrew Powder. That explains why I one-shot a Trijaw, didn't one-shot a Trijaw. That explains so much. And then we have Cluster Charges with more ammo, bigger jet engine, nano missiles, weak point, and stun. I kind of guessed we had weak point. And then this is fine. And my perks is Unstoppable. Never could have realized that in this biome unless I got hit by a slasher and then just realized I'm moving faster. And then Sweet Tooth and Born Ready. We all knew that. Yeah, this is a completely fine build. Everything about this is completely fine. Where is Bosco going? That's a different Stalker. The Stalker was heavily damaged. Where did they go? Not gonna lie, I kind of hate Stalkers. For that very specific reason. He didn't make noise until he was next to me. And then he was hitting me. That I'm going to run towards this idiot, yeah. Okay. God? They have to have, like, a cooldown on that noise, because there's no reason... Oh, there's a wave below me. I have armor break. I understand that I don't have armor break, but it is kind of funny to say that I have armor break and just absolutely annihilate something. Man, this is going to be a very easy mission, because we have cluster charges with weak point on Dreads. Also, hey, Praetorian, could you... Okay, so what the fuck's going on with you? I'm, like, recording, am I? Yeah, I'm definitely recording. Okay. It's just been minused out, or it's been in a different tab, the OBS recording. So, I didn't know if I was recording or not for the longest time, and I just didn't check. Anyway, we have our first Dread, which... who cares? Okay. Like, who cares? The Dread's not gonna matter. I'm going to sit here for 5 minutes while the Dread digs to me. I think... What is my first book series? It has to be the Magic Tree House. It just has to be. And I don't remember anything. If you show me the books, I'll be like, yeah, I kind of understand what happened in that Magic Tree House. And the second book series... What was the second book series I've ever read? I don't know. I'll talk about one that I definitely did read, and I do recommend. It's a young adult novel called Gone, and it is about... Oh, hey, he's here. It is about, in the Seattle area? Or California, it's one of those. It's before California got cringe, or whatever the hell happened with California. It is about a town... Hi, why are you here? A major town where the adults, or anybody over the age of 15, disappears, like, completely gone one day, and it is about the aftermath of what the fuck happens when all the adults leave, and I recommend it because, A, it's just a good read. There is definitely some problems with it, but he's fucking gaming, dude! He's like, I'm vulnerable, I need to hide. What an asshole. Alright, listen. I did not get hit by that, get wrecked. God, there is a massive difference between having AoE on this and not having AoE, and then having AoE damage. There's just a massive difference in what the clusters do, and I... Fucking get absolutely destroyed. Please, roar. Thank you. Am I out of ammo? Oh, I am. Hey, could you, gratefully take these? Eat this, eat that. I'm surprised they didn't explode underneath him, but I still need to use all of my clusters real quick. Because, you know, Bulldog is apparently very ammo hungry. Who would have guessed? Dude, this feels just good. Doing this movement and just dumping them all on the Dread just feels fantastic. I'm just getting hit by that fireball. Luckily, I'm Gunner, so it doesn't matter. Hey, could you take this power attack for me? Thank you. Alright, do I need to get a resupply? I don't know what my max ammo is. I'm just going to assume it's fine and continue on about it. So the first book is about dealing with all that shit, and then there's, what, 5 books after? Oh yeah, and all the adults disappear, and a dome is put over the town. Very, you know, just normal Stephen King references, alright? Which I do have the book titled Under the Dome. I have no idea what it's about, other than a dome is put up over a town. You know, I've never read it. I do have it, and I probably should read it at some point, or listen to it, because I have it in audiobook form. Also, something that I will recommend doing if you do have an Audible or anything like that, I recommend ripping them from Audible, because I have done that. I have ripped them from Audible, because fuck Audible, and if I can't own, like, physically own these things without having Audible touch them, then why the fuck am I buying them? Alright? It is in the time of the digital era, where the further we get into the digital era, I am just realizing now that, holy shit, physical copies of things is just so much better than having digital copies of things, like books, audiobooks, PDF files, all of those. If they're not actually yours, like stored on your machine, and you can open them offline and all this, then there's no reason for you to have them, and you should consider finding a way to just rip them out of that thing. Yes, okay, piracy, who gives a shit, alright? It is now mine to own and mine to keep, forever. So, and also if you can get a physical form of media, like, hey, if you can find your audiobook disc on a disc drive or anything like that, or, you know, a DVD, just do it, alright? Just buy it. Because that way you can rip it and have your own book. Unlike, you know, Audible, which, you know, it's connected to Audible and it's not stored on your machine. And why do I recommend this? Because it can't be taken from you. Cannot be taken from you and cannot be changed in any other way. Because when we're getting farther and farther into the digital age, you realize that things are just going to be altered to form their own thing, or own opinions or whatever. The thing that I'm thinking about whenever I'm talking about this is Ready or Not. So, Ready or Not is a tactical SWAT-based shooter, and recently, they have been doing... I should not have turned around and meleeed that bug a second time. They have recently done a console update, and part of the console update is censoring a bunch of things. Which, yes, okay, this man has his dick out, alright? Okay, so, he has his dick out. Yeah, you can censor if you fucking want. My problem is that the fact that they're censoring it, and not giving an option to uncensor it. Like, I have already bought this game, and you are censoring things in the game that I care about to a lesser extent. And there's no way to go back from this. If there was a way to go back for this, 100% I'm on all board. I don't want to see a man's dick flopping around while he, you know, spin bots me and shoots me in the face and kills me. But there's just some portions of the game, and then there's, like, a child, you know, overdosing on drugs or whatever. That's censored as well, resting peacefully instead of having a seizure or whatever the hell she's having. I didn't know, I just reported it. And then there's other things that are being changed. The biggest one that I think is the biggest problem is there is a... Yeah, minor spoilers for one of the missions, but there is a hidden objective on the mission where you open a cargo container, and it is full of naked women. And I'm just like, wow, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are they doing here? My initial thought whenever I found it is, what the fuck? Are you okay? No? Okay, fantastic. That was my knee-jerk reaction, was, what the fuck, get them out of here. And then you were told, hey, close the container. It's none of your concern, this is a higher-up issue from you. And my reaction is like, no, it's fucking not. I am going to go into your building and shoot you, because these are women that have been traumatized from whatever the fuck's been happening. It's sex trafficking, of course, but still, like, no, stop that. And in the update, in the censorship update, they now have clothes on, so, you know, they're just in a cargo container with clothes on. That's fine, you know. Nothing bad's happening to them. They haven't been taken advantage of or anything like that. Like, it removes that knee-jerk reaction of what the fuck's going on. Yes, you still see, you know, women in a cargo container, which you should still get a reaction out of you, but it's not going to be as big of a reaction, and does affect some of your gameplay, because you're not going to be emotionally thing, and, you know, one of the things about Ready or Not is dealing with your squad mates, in solo play anyway. In, you know, multiplayer it doesn't really matter, but squad mates have PTSD issues and, you know, all sorts of glorious stuff. And that's one of the things that will fuck you up for life if you see that in real life. It's just, I can only imagine. And then your supervisors telling you, hey, ignore that shit. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, that is some of the censorship that I just don't agree with, especially since there's no way to go back from it. And there's all sorts of different things that are being changed, because, you know, if you know anything about history, history is written by the winners, not the losers, so we have no idea what the winner, because the winners will just, like, paint themselves in a good light or whatever, like, you know, the Romans versus the barbarians. Like, they're barbarians, dude. They're terrible. Who knows what they could have been doing? They lost. Actually, I think Roman lost. Roman lost. Who knows? I don't... That part of history, I just don't fucking know. Holy shit, did you see that damage that I just did? So yeah, that is my opinions about that shit. And just... who fucking knows? Dude, how did we even get on that tangent? Oh yeah, it was because I have Audible, and I proceeded to rip everything off of Audible, because I want my books to be stored on a SSD, on an external SSD that I have now, because my grandfather's fucking goated, and had like a billion SSD. You okay? I mean, I guess no. Like, that's the correct answer, is no, the Hive Guard is not okay. There's currently cluster charges being, like, busted onto them. Dude, I'm about to bust. I need some help. And by help, I mean, could this freaking dude do? Hey, guess what? We have weak point. Look at how much damage I'm doing. Hey, look at them in the fucking hole. Can you die? Thank you. Dude, there is a stalker. The stalker's about to get absolutely blasted from cluster charges. Cluster charges just is one of the best overclocks in the game. It's actually fun, and, you know, not boring as shit to play with. And I'm pretty sure the... Oh my god. I only heard you just now. Why did you hit me immediately? Yeah, I think stalkers just should be removed from the game as well, because of all the audio issues involved with them. I think if you're looking at... So, I'm tossing this. I don't want to be hit by them again, because I don't know where they are. There has to be an issue with looking at a stalker, because I know that previously there was an issue with footstep sounds in this game that was affected by the shadows. setting, for some reason, I have no idea how shadows plays into a part, but it would be like, if you have your shadows set to a certain level, and aren't looking at a bug, you just don't hear the footstep sounds from them. And I think that is what's happening with the Stalker, is I'm not looking at the Stalker, so I'm not getting the audio cues from the Stalker. Because my shadows are set to, you know, high, because I'm playing with the fucking Shadows mod, and, you know, I kind of have to. But that is a guess at best. Alright, from information that is outdated to hell and back. So, you know, unreliable information is what I just spouted. Dude, how many people actually watch these videos fully? Because you just hear my incoherent ramblings across the entire video, and people are just like, yeah, that's pretty good, I like this. Meanwhile, I'm just like, that's horrifying, you know what, take that. What a good cluster grenade. Cluster grenades are... Gunner only has 2 grenades. That is clusters and lead bursters. If you take any of the rest, you basically just don't have a grenade. Because, hey, Incendiary is really good. You could just take clusters and do the same thing and be better about it because it has a stun. Then there is people who just take Incendiaries for volatile bullets. And you know what? I agree, that is a good use for them. Just get better uses. And then there's sticky grenades, which I used to think sticky grenades were just like, okay. And then I took a proper gander at what the hell I use sticky grenades for, and that was Praetorians 100% of the time. And, like, discount cluster grenades. And I could just toss a cluster grenade and do almost the same thing, only without the potential of heavy friendly fire damage. Because if you toss a sticky grenade and then the Praetorian proceeds to get feared into your team, that's just heavy friendly fire damage. There's a few other book series that I can recommend while I'm here. There is the, I think it's like the Gunpowder Mages, or... It's... Okay, the first book is called Promise of Blood, and the magic system in that, because it is a flintlock fantasy, so the maximum technology is flintlock pistols and all that, and the magic system is based on gunpowder, because people snort gunpowder for some reason to get magic powers. Who the fuck thought about that? Like, who's the first person who invented gunpowder and then proceeded to snort it? And it's like, dude, you gotta have this shit. Probably they noticed that they can blow up gunpowder, is probably what it was. But that is a good book series as well. There is it's a 6-book series, or a 6-book book series. And it's kind of just like 2 trilogies, since there's a time skip in the middle of the third, or not in the middle of the third book, at the end of the third book into the fourth. There is a time skip there, and the perspective changes, so I guess it's a 2 series. Oh, hi, buddy. You want to not be there? Okay, thank you. And okay, so, minor spoilers. And by minor spoilers, I mean I'm literally going to be talking about the end of the last book in the series, which is the 6th book. So everything that it set up, it proceeds to fall down because everything didn't matter in the end. Like, oh, like, no consequences. Can we dig faster, Bosco? Oh, shit. Okay, well, that's being tossed, because I kind of have to. Thank you, I'm so glad. That did HP damage to me, holy hell. Alright, oh, hi, Stingtail. Why are you already heavily damaged? So, I do recommend the first book, first book series, because that's just a good book series. And then the second set, I'm like, who cares? Because the ending is not very good. It's just... If there was actual, lasting consequences, that's whenever I would say, yeah, that's a good book series. But everything's just kind of wiped away and doesn't matter anymore, so, like, who cares? It's almost like I've already spoken about Game of Thrones on here, but it's a wonderful thing of what happened to Game of Thrones, because nobody speaks about it anymore, and nobody will recommend the book series because of what happened in, or not the book series, the TV show, because of what happened in Season 8. And I'm never going to watch it because of what happens in Season 8, because, you know, at the minimum, it's awful. At the minimum, everything that they've brought up and, like, started building for just doesn't matter anymore. Can we get you out of here? Thank you. There is a problem. There is a... Okay, never mind. There's no problem here. I can successfully run around it. That's fucking rude. Okay, well, you know, let's just get better, forehead. Hey, there's a problem. The ghost is fucking annoying. Can we just remove the haunted modifier from the game? Are you certain you're fast, dude? Why are you so fast? Aren't radioactive Praetorians also faster than normal Praetorians? It definitely feels like that. Dude, just hit me. If you're going to hit me, just hit me. Another book series that I will absolutely recommend is called, I think it's called The Thousand Names. It is a... It's like a Renaissance period, like... they have flintlock pistols, alright? They have flintlock pistols, and that is the technology at the time. And the magic system, because it is a fantasy novel, is not... It's not talked about very much. I'm just going to have to throw this and toss this behind him. Okay. That's... Hey, could you stop digging, motherfucker? There is a... There is a shield in your face. Please go fuck yourself. Asshole. The magic system is very interesting in the fact that they don't talk about it at all. There is a magic system. It's just... It's very mysterious, alright? Okay, why is there so many fucking bugs? Thank you, Molly, for... What the fuck are you doing, Molly? You stood up, stood next to me, and then pushed me out of my fucking shield. Okay, this is... Oh, okay. Oh, there's two of them. There's also a... You need to be stunned before I run past you. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, what the... Look up if there's any call down a resupply, because we're gonna need that. And hope that doesn't hit the... And just keep moving. We have a shield? Yes, we do, for when that comes in. Alright, we're fucking safe. We don't need to think about too much anymore. Hey, Bosco, can you fucking kill this idiot? Oh my god. Bosco, kill him. Yes, we're gonna be grabbing a resupply. We're also gonna be switching to this. Bosco, can you freeze him? Thank you. I have realized something. There is bad decisions all around. Alright, well, we're going down. Fucking, we have Red Rock Blasters, never mind. Everything's fucking fine. Nothing bad can ever happen if we have Red Rock Blasters. Excuse me, I need to deal actual damage to these creatures real quick. Alright, thank you. Can we just talk about it? This is about to be annoying as hell. So, the main draw to Thousand Names is that it's a military... It's a military-esque book series, and it also has a... It has a good ending, alright? It has a very good ending. There's consequences. It feels like people have actually progressed in their life, instead of being reverted to whenever we, you know, before the major conflict happened. Yeah, okay, that's, like, pretty big spoilers for a book series, alright? It doesn't matter, alright? Nobody's gonna read it. You know what I should do? I should make this even more annoying to getting the last bits of Morkite by popping the egg. Just... Very simply, it's going to be... This whole thing is just going to be annoying. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm going to be having to use my shield to deposit Morkite into Molly. Because otherwise, I'm going to get slam-jammed into the next fucking week. I'm so glad that the third, it's not hard, it's just exceedingly annoying to have a ghost on a mining mission, because there's no good place to rotate. Am I getting slam jammed? No, I'm not getting slam jammed. Oh, hey, look, there's a hole. Why is there a hole there? And the fact that it's a dreadnought as well just makes it so that I can't really rotate around the... Okay, no, I guess I can't rotate. I can't rotate around the dread correctly to hit him in the back with my homebrew powder. Which, so far, I've been pleasantly impressed by homebrew powder. Now, of course, I can't shoot him in the back here because he has a shell. And if you didn't know, the shell does not count as a weak point. Okay, let's see if I can hit him. Fuck you for moving. The ghost blocks shots? I mean, that makes sense. I understand that that is a possibility for the ghost to do. I just didn't think about it, because you never try to shoot through the ghost, even though that it is a translucent object. Dude, I hope we don't have to deal with another fucking swarm, because that last swarm was miserable. If we do have to deal with another swarm, then, well, it'll be fine. Could you fuck off, please? Thank you. We're gunner. If we get hit directly by that fireball, we're just fine, regardless. Alright, one more loop, and then we should be fine. We need to get more Morkite, which is... I thought I saw some Morkite in the roof. Did I see some Morkite on the roof? I don't see it anymore. There it is. There's Morkite on the roof. That should be it. Like, if we miss some Morkite, I would be surprised. Because we could just get... Okay, well, we got a full bag anyway. That almost fucked me. Yeah, I think the best way to run clusters is just the fast-moving rockets, since you can do that very easily. Okay. Toss a shield onto you. Get slam jammed, because, you know, you can't stop the bulk from slam jamming, apparently. And, wonder where the 31 more Morkite is. Dude, I'm so glad that I'm gunner, because I can toss a shield instead of, you know... If I was Engie or Driller, I would have to be making some driller holes, or... you know, some sort of bullshit to get past the ghost bulk. If I was Engie, I would just be boned. Absolutely boned. Engie is the weakest class for escaping a situation. What's the best class for escaping a situation? You know, it's highly contested between Scout and Gunner, because Gunner, if he ever gets into a situation, oh look, hey, guess what I can use? A shield. Just toss it onto the ground and the situation is gone. The other person who's very good is Scout, because, hey, the situation is happening, I'm now no longer there. Anyway, you can just have a shield tossed at you. Whatever, just hit me, who cares? He missed? That's a possibility? Fucking what? Alright, well that was a fun deep dive. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I certainly did. See you on the end screen, and I don't have anything to talk about on the end screen. I've already, like, spoken my things about the things that I will do on this video, which was books. Because books are fantastic. I love books. I understand that, you know, reading books isn't for everybody, but I think that everybody can at least enjoy a good audiobook. Now, that may be, like, you need to find out the correct way, like, the correct person or whatever to listen to. If you want to get into a scene of listening to audiobooks, just trying out, like, one of the intro things that you can do is listening to fucking creepypastas on the internet, alright? That's essentially audiobooks, essentially. There is the creator that I will recommend, which is Dark Somnium. That, if you want to listen to audiobooks online, just and want to get a base intro to that, Dark Somnium is a great place There's definitely other places to do, like just Reddit stories or whatever, instead of spending money on an actual audiobook. And then, it, of course, it depends on what fiction you want to listen to. Anyway, just go, like, if you're going to do one change to your life, start listening to an audiobook on break or on work or whatever, and see how you like it. It's a good pastime. In any case, you all have a wonderful night.